It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. There's a reason rappers can turn any story into a hit track. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with over 1,000 attorneys and more than 100 offices nationwide. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, your case could be worth millions. But the truth is, a lot of people either don't file at all or get taken advantage of by insurance companies. When you hire Morgan & Morgan, it's like hiring a legal army that has your back. If you're injured because of someone else's negligence, you deserve to be paid. No shortcuts, no lowball offers. In fact, they've secured some major verdicts in the past. For example, in Florida, they got a victim who was in a life-altering car crash, $12 million. 34 times the highest insurance offer. They got another victim in Philadelphia, $26 million. 40 times the highest insurance offer. Not all law firms are created equal. Morgan & Morgan is the biggest for a reason. They will fight for the biggest award possible and have won a lot. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless you win. That's right, no upfront costs. They only get paid if you get paid. You can start your claim now by clicking the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen from your phone's camera. Again, if you find yourself injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Don't say I never told you nothing, man. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this Saturday afternoon. In this video, we're going to be getting into, unfortunately, Future's brother, FBG Casino, who has been raided by the feds and arrested and was allegedly caught with what they say is 21 kilograms of fentanyl. All right. He was arrested in Georgia, not necessarily Atlanta, in the South Side, out in Forest Park. And this is a major drug bust, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is interesting, right? Because of course, Future's one of the biggest rappers in the music industry. You may not enjoy his music. You may feel like it's not as creative as it could be or whatever. You may not like trap music at all. But nonetheless, he's one of the biggest. He dropped 3 #1 albums in the year of 2024. Set a record with that. So that just goes to show you the amount of popularity he has. He has a lot of influence. He has a lot of financial resources. And it seems that his brother is out here getting it by any means. All right. So let's go ahead and pull up, because there's a news clip where they actually get into this. I'm going to run that first, and then we're going to get into a little bit more of the details. Okay.
Tonight, federal agents say 2 men are now in custody after a suspected fentanyl distribution operation was uncovered in Forest Park. Investigators say the operation was run out of an Airbnb that a federal task force raided late last week. Agents showed reporters what they say is 21 kilos of fentanyl recovered from inside the rental home. They also displayed $380,000 in cash they say was seized, along with another $3,000 found on a man who tried to run. Officials say the arrests are part of a larger federal push to track down the sources behind the region's drug pipeline.
These drugs like fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, they poison our community, but they have second-order effects and spillover effects like addiction, like overdose, like violent crime in our community.
The suspects are Rico DeVille Bryce and David Esteban Montillo Diaz. Both are expected to go before a federal grand jury for formal charges.
Now, that piece of the press conference, that was only a piece. There's a full 22-minute press conference about this drug bust, all of the fentanyl that's been going throughout the city of Atlanta and surrounding areas that's been, I guess, the subject of some federal investigations. And we have an official press release from justice.gov about these federal charges, okay? So it says here, 2 men face federal charges after task force seizes 21 kilograms of fentanyl and over $380,000 from residents. And y'all know fentanyl has been one of the contributing factors of many drug deaths over the last decade plus. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are thinking that they're buying other so-called designer drugs off the street, and they're being cut and laced with fentanyl, going into overdoses, cardiac arrest, all type of crazy shit. So that's the type of stuff we're dealing with here. So Atlanta, Rico DeVille Buis, which is Future's brother, and David Estevan Montillo Diaz, I'm guessing that based on the other names sound like a Hispanic person, but we don't know, have been arrested and charged by criminal complaints with conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute fentanyl. Buis, I don't know how the fuck you say the nigga name, and Diaz appeared in federal court on November 19, 2025 to face charges after law enforcement executed a search warrant on a Forest Park rental home where they discovered and seized 21 kilograms of fentanyl, $380,000 in suspected drug proceeds, and a firearm. They say these arrests and seizures demonstrate the life-saving impact the Homeland Security Task Force has in our community, said U.S. Attorney Theodore S. Hertzberg. The collaborative effort of different law enforcement agencies united in the fight to eliminate transitional criminal organizations kept a staggering amount of deadly fentanyl from hitting our streets. The resulting charges send a strong message. Fentanyl traffickers in our district may run, but they cannot hide. Instead, they will find themselves in federal custody and their drugs and money seized. This operation is an example of the power of the task force in disrupting deadly drug trafficking operations, said Paul Brown, special agent in charge of FBI Atlanta. The seizure of 21 kgs of fentanyl and over $380,000 in drug proceeds is a direct hit to those who seek to poison our communities. The FBI, in partnership with our law enforcement colleagues, will relentlessly pursue these criminals and hold them accountable. This seizure is a clear reminder of the devastation these criminal networks are willing to inflict on our communities for profit, said Robert J. Murphy, special agent in charge of the DEA Atlanta Division. Working as part of the Homeland Security Task Force, our agents are committed to stopping these dangerous organizations before their poison ever reaches our streets. This result reflects the power of our partnerships and our shared resolve to protect families from lethal narcotics and the violence that comes with them. Furthermore, it is with great honor that the Clayton County Police Department partnered with the Homeland Security Task Force during the execution of a search warrant in Forest Park, Georgia. Members of the Clayton County Police Department Narcotics Unit and Cage Unit assisted in the operation, said Clayton County Police Chief Kevin Roberts. The significant seizure will undoubtedly save thousands of lives affected by this highly addictive opioid. The efforts of HSTF have made the streets of Clayton County safer by removing 2 suspected drug traffickers, disrupting a criminal network, and intercepting dangerous narcotics and illicit proceeds. According to U.S. Attorney Hertzberg, the charges and information presented in court on November 14th, agents from the FBI Atlanta and DEA Atlanta field offices, along with officers from the Clayton County Police Department, executed a search warrant at a rental property. Okay, y'all getting a little repetitive here, my dogs. After David Estevan Montillo Diaz exited the residence, law enforcement discovered in the kitchen and a bedroom an estimated 21 kilograms of fentanyl, approximately $300,000 in rubber banded stacks of cash, a money counter, a food sealer machine, and a Glock 19 pistol. Approximately $80,000 of additional cash was found in a designer bag allegedly belonging to Buis, which is Future's brother, who was also apprehended holding about $4,000 in cash on his person. Rico DeVille, a.k.a. Casino, 41 of Atlanta, and David Estevan Montillo Diaz, 23 of Coachella, California, are currently in custody. What an age gap that is. Members of the public are reminded that the criminal complaints only contain charges. The defendants are presumed innocent of the charges, and it will be the government's burden to prove the defendant's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. The charges carry a maximum sentence of life imprisonment, holy shiznit, with a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years. This case is being investigated by the FBI, the DEA, and the Clayton County Police Department. Assistant U.S. Attorneys Thomas M. Forsythe III and Calvin A. Leopold III, are prosecuting the case. Niggas can't get creative with no names these days. This case is part of Operation Take Back America. Oh, wow. a nationwide initiative that marshals the full resources of the Department of Justice to repel the invasion of illegal immigration, achieve the total elimination of cartels and transnational criminal organizations, and protect our communities from the perpetrators of violent crime. Operation Take Back America, they call this. This prosecution is part of the Homeland Security Task Force initiative established by Executive Order 14159, protecting the American people against invasion. The HSTF is a whole of government partnership dedicated to eliminating criminal cartels, foreign gangs, transnational criminal organizations, and human smuggling and trafficking rings operating in the U.S. and abroad. Through historic interagency collaboration, the HSTF directs the full might of United States law enforcement towards identifying, investigating, and prosecuting the full spectrum of crimes committed by these organizations, which have long fueled violence and instability within our borders. In performing this work, the HSTF places special emphasis on investigating and prosecuting those engaged in child trafficking or other crimes involving children. The HSTF further utilizes all available tools to prosecute and remove the most violent criminal aliens from the United States. Okay? So all of this stuff doesn't necessarily apply to Future's brother. They are in the, the drug division of all this, but I guess this HSTF Homeland Security Task Force, they've been ordered to, take out investigations regarding criminal cartels, foreign gangs, international criminal organizations, human smuggling, all of those things. They all fall under the same umbrella. Okay? So this is some serious shit here. And they're making a point, right? If you go back and I'm not going to reread these quotes from the Homeland Security guys, but in each of these quotes, they talk about how strong this collaborative effort is and how strong we are in saving the community and what good we're doing, which, hey, if you're getting a deadly drug off the street that's claiming lives, yeah, that's true. But at the same time, it's also them, trying to prove a point with this task force, to show how effective it is. And I can only imagine, with all of the people that are rightfully taken down in this hit, how many people may possibly be wrongfully taken down because they're trying to meet quotas and prove just how effective this task force is with fighting against drugs and violent crimes. Now, for those of y'all that may not be super familiar with Casino, such as myself, I don't really know a lot about him. I know he also was a rapper, hence the FBG name, Free Bands Gang. They say on All Hip Hop, the arrest marks a major fall from grace for Casino, who once stood beside his superstar brother Future on the platinum-selling track Move That Dope, featuring Pharrell Williams and Pusha T. I do remember this song. Young nigga move that dope. Young nigga move that dope. Young nigga move that dope. This was a very popular hit record. The song highlighted Casino's lyrical presence and tied him closely to the Free Bands label, where he also worked behind the scenes as a CEO. So he should have had, this was like 10 years ago, but he should have had considerable royalties coming in off this song. Although I'm sure with 3 stars on the record, you got Future, Pharrell, who also I think contributed to production, Pusha T. He probably got the low end of the royalties, to be all the way honest. But he should also be making money as a CEO if they've been running the company legitimately. Maybe that's where the proceeds have been going, unfortunately. They say while he released several mixtapes during his music career, sources say Casino had stepped away from recording in recent years to focus on business ventures. Oof. The pivot now appears to have veered into criminal territory. All right, now they get into the same quotes that we just read from the agents. Okay? Both Casino and Diaz appeared in federal court on November 19th. They face conspiracy charges to possess with intent to distribute fentanyl, which carry, once again, a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years and a maximum of life in prison. So, I don't know, man. This going to be some serious shit if convicted. They say it carries a minimum 10 years. And homeboy already, 38? Fuck. The young nigga 23 though. But honestly, this is the type of shit that's holding back so-called Atlanta hip hop. You know what I mean? As we've noticed over the past 5 years, and luckily Future is not personally involved in this, you know, so that is a plus. That is a good thing that he is not named in it, right? Other than the fact that it's his brother, and hopefully his name can remain clean. But that's been a huge deterrent factor in Atlanta rap for the past 5 years, is everybody going down for criminal enterprises. You know what I'm saying? The Young Thugs of the world, the Lucci's of the world. They're trying to get motherfucking Lil Baby and his team. You know what I mean? They've been looking into them. 21 Savage, he hasn't really been involved in much, at least not on paper. But even during the pandemic, he was low-key incriminating himself on Spaces, talking about how many niggas they done ran down and they ain't took no losses in the streets and stuff like that. And unfortunately, this is what's going to kill the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? These guys are multi-millionaires, multi-platinum artists, and for whatever reason, it seems that they just can't seem to shut the door on the bullshit. And of course, this is the same bullshit that fuels the music, fuels the so-called street cred, that makes them empowered enough to say what they want to say on record. But at the same time, it's ruining the music, it's ruining the business, it's ruining the influence for the ones coming up under them that look up to them. And that shit is highly disappointing, you know? Especially as a nigga from here. But let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. If you like the Family Over Fame shirt, be sure to go get you one off the shop. You know what I'm saying? Much love and respect to all of those who have already done so. I hope that your products show up and fit perfectly for you. And I will see y'all on the next one, man. Y'all be good out there. Peace. Family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built. I had to evolve.